welcome to a Friday morning yoga flow. So it's nice and sunny. We're going to try to get some energy going. Right now, all I have with me is a block. Later on, you can sit on it or use it as we're doing forward postures so that you are a little bit closer to the floor. And for the last segment, when we are starting to hold the pose a little bit longer, if you have a strap, or you can use your band if you have one, or I like a scarf or a long scarf, or maybe a tie, or whatever you have available to help you hold on to, especially your leg. So let's put that aside and let's get started. So I invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. Get into a nice, comfortable position first so that you can stay here for a minute or so. And from here, taking some nice, long, deep breath. So inhaling through the nose. And the first you exhale, let's do that through an open mouth. And doing that a few times. And each time we exhale, can we feel all the anxiety, all the stress, everything that we don't need today, to just feel it just come out and out. And using that nice sun energy, that vitamin D, and just inhaling it into our lungs, bringing our attention a little bit more onto our breath. Now, see if we can breathe in and out through the nose. And from here, maybe resting a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly. And as we inhale, can we let the belly rise? Can we let the chest rise? And then exhaling, letting everything fall back down. And as we are inhaling, can we also let go of our pelvic floor, not just the belly and the chest? Let's do that one more time. And maybe letting go or putting the hands back down. And still with the eyes closed if that feels okay. Inhaling, let's see if we can inhale for a count of 4. And if we can go a little bit longer, we can inhale a little bit longer. And exhaling for the same count. So getting into a equal part breath. Let's take 2 more breaths, just like that. And last one. Now let's take the time to observe our bodies. So let's start with our physical body. So noticing all those areas that are touching the floor or a chair or a block. Noticing how that feels. Taking the time to observe what's happening in our joints, what's happening in our muscles. Let's also take the time to observe what's happening internally, what's happening in our emotional and mental body. And we're not trying to judge, to try to find excuses. We're just trying to observe, to notice, and see what's going on this morning. Let's take one more breath. And if we want to set an intention for a practice today, we can take the time to do that. And that intention can be as simple as breathing, making sure that we are breathing and listening to what our body is willing to do this morning. So let's start moving a little bit. So let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms back down. Let's keep doing that. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Now, throughout this practice, I may be going too fast for you. I may be going too slow. And it's okay to go at your own pace. It's actually better to listen to the speed of the breath because the breath is going to be the leader here. So starting the breath, starting the move, ending the move, ending the breath, starting the breath, starting the move, ending the move, ending the breath. Let's add a side bend. So inhaling up and exhale, leaning to one side. Inhaling back up, exhaling to the other side. And let's keep that going. If the arms up is not comfortable, it is okay to not bring them up. Maybe we just want to bring them forward. Maybe we want to keep the hands down, and it's okay. Let's just make sure that we're not bringing our shoulders towards our ear. Making sure that the opposite sitting bone is staying down. Let's do that one more time on each side. And let's finish. Good. And let's come back to center. Beautiful. Let's make our way into the all-four position. So let's bring our hands right under our shoulders and our knees right under our hips. Let's do a few cat-cow stretch. So tucking the tailbone under, letting the movement ripple through the spine, and then arching the other way. So moving the spine one bone at a time until the tailbone is up and the crown of the head is up. And again, tucking the tailbone under, rounding the back. And again, moving at our own speed, listening to our body, listening to how it wants to move. Let's do that one more time, or let's come back into a neutral position and then sit back onto our heels, letting our lower back stretch a little bit more, using the hands to push ourselves back. And then from here, bringing the hands nice and far, let's inhale and let's bring ourselves into a half plank. And exhale, coming back. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, coming back. Now, if we prefer to be on our elbows to kind of get our wrists to rest, that's okay too. So let's do that 2 more times. And then we're going to change it a little bit. So instead of sitting straight and on both our heels, we'll make our way towards one heel. And then we'll inhale back to the front and exhale to the other side. And again, moving with our breath. There's no rush. Do that one more time. And let's come back forward and return to center. Beautiful. Let's inhale, bring ourselves into that half plank, and let's slowly release down to the floor. Roll the shoulders up and back, lifting the chest. Let's see if we can press the top of the feet into the floor. And then exhaling, releasing down. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, lowering down. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up, thinking about keeping our belly engaged to help support the lower back. And then from here, let's press up and sit back on the heels. So we're gonna go into our very first downward facing dog. It's okay to be on our elbows still. So let's inhale, taking the knees off the floor. Exhale, lengthening the legs, bring the tailbone up. And from here, let's alternate one heel down at a time, getting that sensation of lengthening from the arch of the foot all the way up to the calf and up through the back of the leg, all the way up to the hip. Let's do that one more time. Let's come back to center, pressing back. And let's slowly walk our feet forward into a forward fold. We're going to let ourselves hang here. We can hold on to our elbows, letting the head rest. Maybe the hands are staying down, keeping the belly onto the thighs so that we can keep the back a little bit straighter if that's what we need. With each exhale, maybe we can see if we can lengthen the leg. Each exhale, maybe taking the tailbone higher and higher. Let's take one more breath. And then let's bend the knees. Let's come all the way up. And exhale into a mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Bring the arms down. Inhaling, bring the arms back up. Exhaling, bending the knees. So keeping the chair pose a little bit higher. Maybe taking it a little bit lower. Just figuring out how far down we feel comfortable. Pressing the feet as evenly into the floor as we feel comfortable or that we are able to. It's okay if we can't do it or that we are working on doing that. We're not judging. We're not creating any expectation. Let's do that one more time. Good. And come back to mountain pose. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. On the exhale, let's step the right foot back. And we're going to tuck the hip under to open the front of the right hip. And then we're going to sink ourselves down a little bit so that we can feel a nice opening in the front of the hip. We can bring the arms up or we can keep them to our hips. And then from here, lengthen the back leg, keeping that front hip open. And exhaling, bending the knee. Inhaling, lengthening the leg. Exhaling, bending the knee one more time. Inhaling, lengthening the leg. Exhaling, bending the knee. On the next inhale, let's come back to a mountain pose. And again, inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, stepping the left foot back. Now you can bring your hands to your hips. You can bring your hands to heart center. You can bring the arms up. We're going to tuck that tailbone under to open the front of the hip now, the left hip. And really working at keeping the front of that hip open. Let's see if we can press the heel, the left heel towards the floor. And then releasing the knee on the exhale. Inhaling, reaching the arms up if they are up, and pressing the heel towards the ground. It's okay if the heel doesn't touch the ground. Let's do that one more time. opening, and releasing on the next inhale. Let's come back forward. Let's do some bit faster movement. So we're gonna inhale the arms up. On the exhale, we're gonna step the right foot back and we're gonna open the chest. Inhaling, exhaling, taking the arms up. Good. Hugging ourselves at the front, opening our chest at the back. And again, so here, trying to build up a little bit more heat. As we are hugging at the front, let's see if we can alternate one arm at the top. And again, open and close, open and close. Let's do that one more time on each side. Good. Let's hug ourselves one last time, shoulders down, and release. Beautiful. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. On the exhale, go into a chair. Inhaling, bring the arms up. Let's go up onto our tippy toes. And release the heels. And bend the knees. Inhaling up all the way to the tippy toes. Exhaling, heels down into a chair. And again, inhaling up all the way up onto the tippy toes. And releasing and down. This time we're going to stay onto our heels, but we're going to come on up and we're going to take the right knee up. The arms don't have to be up. They can go to the side. Let's extend the leg and let's shift our leg back. So here, if the toe needs to touch, it's okay. On the next inhale, bring the foot down into our lunge. Pressing the feet down into the floor. Let's see if we can imagine our front leg wanting to come in, our back leg trying to come in also. So really engaging the legs, trying to scissor the legs. Let's take one more breath right here. On the next inhale, stepping both feet forward into our chair. Inhaling up, let's take the left knee up. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, let's make our way into that nice T shape. Inhale, the heel down. Exhale, into a nice lunge. Opening the front of the left hip. Keeping our belly in, shoulders down. Beautiful. Let's take a deep breath. Inhaling, moving forward. Exhaling into the gentle chair. Inhaling up, right knee up. Exhale here. Inhale, lengthen that leg. And swing it back. Exhale here. Inhale, bring the toes down. Exhale, come into the lunge. Inhaling, go nice and high on the front toe. Drop the right heel so that you are into a 45 degrees. Now my front heel is in line with the arch of my back foot, but that's very unsteady. So what I can do is move my legs a little bit more apart so that they are like on a train track instead of a balance beam. And again, the hip stays open and even, pressing both feet down, trying to bring the legs together, scissoring the legs. And again, the arms can be wherever they need to be. On the next inhale, let's step forward into a chair. Let's go to the left side. Let's inhale. Exhale into the mountain with the knee up. Inhale, extend the leg. And bring yourself into a T. Exhale here. Inhaling, bringing the toes down. Exhaling into a lunge. Beautiful. Inhaling, lift. Rotate the back leg to bring the heel down to about 45-degree angle. Keeping the hips square with the front. Shoulders square with the front. Nice warrior one. Pressing both feet down. Let's see if we can imagine our legs coming together. Let's take one more breath. And let's come back to center into our chest. Let's do a few of those stepping forward and back. So we're going to inhale the arms up. And come on back. And come back forward. So this time, let's see if we can bring our elbows together. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, elbows together. Feeling that opening in the back, of the upper back, between the shoulder blades, pulling the elbows in. So here you can go as fast as you want, or as slow as you want. And let's take the time to remind ourselves that there's no expectations. We don't want to create extra expectation on ourselves. Good. Let's do that one more time. And let's keep going. Let's inhale. Let's bring the right knee up. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Swing the leg back into a T. Bring the toes down. Come on up into a lunge. Let's inhale, switch or modify your feet so that the right heel is down into a warrior one with the hips and shoulders nice and square. Let's inhale, lengthen the front leg. And on the exhale, keeping a nice straight back, folding forward, resting the hands on the thighs. Keeping the back as flat as we feel comfortable. Maybe now we can come down a little bit. And this is where, if you want to use your block, you can use the block to create a little bit more elevation so we can stay nice and straight. And then from here, on the next exhale, let's round our back if we feel comfortable. And then from here, we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to step the right foot forward, bending the knees, coming up into our chair. Let's inhale, coming up, taking the knee up. Let's inhale, lengthening the leg, swinging the leg back into that nice T shape with the arms wherever they feel comfortable. Let's take the foot down, coming up into our lunge. On the next inhale, fix the left foot to create a nice warrior one with the hips square, shoulders square. Let's inhale, bringing the front leg, the right leg nice and long, and then keeping the hips square, shoulders square. Let's fold. Keeping the back nice and long, supporting on the thighs if need be. Really making sure that those hips are square. So the front leg is going to feel like it's externally rotated a little bit. Maybe using the block. Let's take a couple more deep breaths. And let's round forward. Let's bend the knee if we need to bring the hands down. Let's step, feet forward. Let's come into a chair. Let's inhale, bring ourselves up, taking the right knee up. Extend the right leg. Swing the leg back into a T shape. Bringing the foot down. Let's exhale into a nice lunge. Inhaling, exhaling, adjusting the feet to be in a warrior one. Let's inhale, lengthen the front leg, and exhale, let's fold. Beautiful. On the next inhale, let's bend the left knee, let's rotate ourselves, readjust the legs so that we can be into a warrior two. Here, the hips are square now with the wide side of the mat. The arms are out, so we're trying to keep the shoulders down. So if need be, bring your palms up. That's going to help bring the shoulders down. And then all we have to do is rotate back down. So we want to create a nice soft gaze over the left hand. Let's take one more breath here. And let's bring both hands down to the floor, and we're going to step the right foot back. Now, if we just want to step forward, that's perfect too. And let's go into our chair. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Let's inhale, bring the knee up. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Next, inhale, swinging the leg back to get into that nice T shape. Exhale here. Inhale, the foot down. Exhale, into the lunge. Inhale, setting ourselves for warrior one, squaring the hips, squaring the chest. Inhale, lengthen the front leg. And exhale, fold. Breathing in and out, nice straight back. Rounding the back if need be. And from here, making our way into warrior two. So rotating, adjusting the feet, nice square hips, square shoulders. Beautiful. That's it. Let's take a couple more breaths right here. And let's bring both hands down to the floor. Let's step our foot forward, bending the knees, coming into our chair. Inhaling, press up. Exhaling, bring the hands down. Beautiful. I'm going to switch my mat, the direction of my mat, just so that we're going to add, and I want you to be able to see. So let's do a few stepping forward and back. So let's inhale the arms up and come back. And again, together. Inhaling, open. If we prefer to hug, that's okay. We can hug. Good. Trying to get our breath and movement reconnected, remembering that we are leading with breath. If we want to add a little bit of a chest opening by lifting the chest up, we can do that. Lifting the chest if we want to. It's okay not to. Good. And beautiful. Let's come back to center and down. Beautiful. So let's inhale. Let's bring the arms up. Let's take the right knee up. Lengthen the leg. Exhale there. Inhaling, swinging the leg back into a nice T shape. Inhaling the foot down, exhaling into a lunge. Inhaling, rotating or moving the back foot so that we can be into a warrior one. Inhaling, lengthening the front leg. Exhale, nice straight back. Now you need to remember that my right and my left is reverse from you guys. So good. And from here, bend the knee, create that turn so that the hips and the shoulders can be square with the wide side of the mat. Shoulders down, pressing the feet down. Can we imagine our feet coming closer together? Beautiful. On a next inhale, let's reach forward. So reach towards me and pivot for a side angle pose. So again here, if you have the block, you can use the block and reach for the block. You can even bring your hands down to the floor. But let's remember that we want to have a nice long spine. So from the heel, all the spine is nice and long. Crown of the head. Let's take one more breath. Let's bring both hands down. Let's step the right foot forward, bending the knees into our chair. Inhaling up, taking the knee up. Inhaling, lengthening the leg, holding here. Exhale. Inhaling, taking the leg back, exhaling into that T shape. Inhale the foot down, exhale into the lunge. Inhaling, adjusting the feet, square hips, square shoulders, warrior one. Inhaling, lengthening the leg, and exhale, fold for a pyramid. Going to warrior two, bending the knee, rotating, readjusting the feet, nice square shoulders. Beautiful, let's inhale, let's feel like we're being pulled to the front and pivot. Side angle pose, creating a nice long spine. Maybe lengthening the arm to create a little bit more demand, but it's okay to take it easy. We're not here to create the perfect pose. We want to have the perfect pose for us today. Beautiful. Let's bring both hands down. Let's step the left foot forward, bending the knees, coming to a chair. Beautiful. Let's inhale the arms up, right knee up. You're reversed now. I'm your mirror image. So if I mess up my left and my right, you'll have to excuse me. Good. No expectation. Lengthen the leg. Inhaling, switching the leg back. Exhaling into that T shape. Inhaling the foot down. Exhaling into a lunge. Inhaling, dropping the heel. Square hips, square shoulders. Exhaling into warrior one. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, fold, pyramid. Moving to warrior two. Inhaling, rotating our hips and our shoulders. Exhaling here. Inhaling, feel like you're being pulled to the front. And exhale, pivot. Good. Inhale, coming back, turning both set of toes to the right side of the mat. Let's bring the hands back. So let's notice which thumb is on top. That will be important for when we do the other side. Keeping the knees slightly bent, just a little slight bend, and open the chest and fold. So maybe we're only here. Maybe we need to support ourselves on our thighs to protect our back, and that's okay. If we feel comfortable, we can fold all the way down. Maybe the knuckles can float up. Maybe they need to stay down, and that's okay. Breathing in and out. Let's take one more breath. Let's bend the knees. Let's come on up. Let's turn to face the front of our mat and come into a chair. Beautiful. Let's inhale. Bring the arms up. Left knee up. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale right here. Inhale, shift the leg back. Exhale, whoops, into our T shape. Inhale, the toes down. Exhale into lunge. Inhale, move the back foot if needed. Square the hips, square the shoulders. Here. Inhale, lengthen the front leg and exhale, fold. Keeping the back straight as much as we feel comfortable, squaring off the hips and the shoulders. Inhaling, coming up, rotating, quarter turn to go into a nice warrior two. Shoulders, hips, square with the wide side of the mat. Maybe pressing the feet down and in. Let's inhale, reaching forward as far as we can. Exhale, pivot, side angle pose. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Let's inhale, coming up, turning the right toes towards the left. Bring the hands back. Let's make sure that we are reversing our grip, that we're in the uncomfortable grip. And then from here, bending the knees a little bit. Let's fold. And again, the arms can be down or they can come up towards the ceiling. Keeping the knees soft. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then bending the knees. Let's come all the way up. Let's turn to the front and chair. Let's inhale. Bring the knee up. Exhale here. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale here. Inhale, swing the leg back. Exhale, hold. Inhaling, toes down. Exhaling, up. Lunge. Inhaling, readjust. Square hips and shoulders. Warrior one. Inhale, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Turn for warrior two. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pivot. Side angle pose. Inhaling, coming up. Turning the toes to the right. Clasp your hands behind your back and fold. Inhaling, release the hand. Turn the left foot towards the front of the mat, and let's open into a triangle pose. It's okay to come here and do it from here. Let's take one more breath. And let's turn to face the front. Let's come into that chair. Beautiful. Let's inhale, come on up. Left knee up. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, hold. Now the leg extended can be nice and low. Inhale, maybe stepping back now or going into that T shape. Inhale, foot down. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, set up warrior two on the exhale. Inhale, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, fold. Triangle pyramid pose. Bending the knee, turning to find our warrior two. Inhaling, feel like we're being pulled and pivot. Side angle pose. Inhale, coming back up, turning the toes to the left, clasping the hands the upward way, bending the knees slightly and folding. And then from here, come back up, turn the right toes towards the front and into a triangle. The hips and shoulders are square in the front of the mat. Beautiful. Let's take one more breath. And let's come to the front into that chair pose. Inhaling up and exhaling into a mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's hold it here. Maybe shaking the legs a little bit if you feel comfortable. And let's find our feet. So I'm going to move back. So find your feet. And, it's kind of a silly thing to say because you know where they are. But we want to be nice and grounded on both feet. We want to feel those feet really, really anchored, really solid on the floor. So we're going to engage our core, and I'm going to take one foot off the floor. So whichever foot you lifted, let's go to the other side. So we always start with our most comfortable side. And knowing myself, with the first one, we always hold longer than the second. So let's work a little bit more with our um, awkward side. So from here, we're going to take the leg out. We're going to externally rotate the leg. Let's slide the feet in. So it's okay to keep the toes down. And we can keep just the big toe barely touching. We can bring it up right against the calf. Now we want to have the heel below the knee, not resting on just below the knee. We want to give some space so that we're not pushing on our knee. And if we have good balance today, then we can bring the foot a little bit higher as long as the toes don't touch the knee. And then from here, let's engage our core, pulling up on the pelvic floor. We're going to keep the chest square with the front, not arching right there. Hands can be at heart center, or we can bring them up, spreading the fingers. Maybe we can get some crooked branches wherever we feel that we need, but let's stay lifted in that supporting hip. Let's bring the knee back to the front and release. Shake the legs. And again, finding your feet. Find your balance onto the other foot. And from here, taking the leg out, externally rotate the leg so we are opening the hips. Slide the foot in. So maybe the toes are down. Maybe the foot is up against the calf. Or we can bring it up so that the toes are above the knee. And breathing in and out, no matter where we are. Can we create some tension, one leg into the other? So pushing the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. Keeping nice and long into the waist so that we're not sinking that hip out. We want to keep it nice and square. Shoulders are square. Let's take a few deep breaths. Let's take 2 more breaths. Taking the time to settle. Good. Let's bring the foot forward, down, and release. Let's shake the legs. Beautiful. So from here, bring your feet nice and wide apart. And we're going to squat ourselves down. Now the goal is to go as far down as we feel comfortable. So if you can go all the way down, that's good. If not, it's okay to stay here. You may have to lengthen the arms, but that's okay. And then from here, let's create a little bit of a rotation to one side. Coming back to center, creating that rotation to the other side. And then coming back and finding our way onto our knees. Beautiful. So from here, let's go back into a table. Let's do a few cat-cow stretch, moving with the breath. And let's see if we can lead this movement from the tailbone. So tucking the tailbone and arching the back. Good. And again. here, let's lay down onto our belly. Okay, so from here, we can make a pillow with our hands if we need to, or we can put our forehead on the ground. And let's take a nice long deep breath. We're gonna lengthen the leg as much as possible, doesn't matter which one. And tighten the front of the leg, the quadricep. And then from here, let's see if we can lift the leg nice and high. And we're gonna take 2 breaths right here, keeping heavy on both hips. And then release. Bend the knees, rock side to side. Beautiful. Let's go to the other side. Let's lengthen the leg. So imagining somebody's pulling on our leg, engaging the front of the thighs, and then lifting. Try not to roll on that side. Nice and high. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then release, bend the knees. Shake the legs side to side. And release. Beautiful. Let's take the arms out into a T. And from here, we're going to try to keep, I'll do it this side. We're going to keep the right arm down. And then we're going to slide the left arm in so that we are creating a little bit of a rotation. At the same time, I kind of pull with my right hand against the floor. And then releasing. Let's go to the other side. So pressing the left hand down and then sliding right up and release. Let's do that again. And reach, trying to pull both hands in. But one arm doesn't move, just engages, and rotate the other side, and release. Beautiful. Shake the hips. Okay, bend the right knee. And slide the knee on the floor until you're reaching a 90 degree. And we can stay here. It doesn't matter if the hips are turned a little bit. All we want to do is open or into an abduction. You could also come onto your elbows, keeping the spine nice and long, keeping that bottom leg, that left leg, nice and engaged. Let's take 1 more breath. And let's release. Bring the leg back. Maybe shaking the hips a little bit. Bending the left knee. Sliding the knee all the way out to the side into a 90 angle. We can stay here. We can come up. It's okay if the left hip lifts a little bit. Let's open the chest. Beautiful. Keeping the ears away from the shoulders. Let's take 2 more breaths right here. And really slide the foot back. Beautiful. And let's come on up. Maybe a little bit of a child's pose, just to be a little bit more comfortable. And we'll go into a pigeon pose. So I like to go into my pigeon pose from a kneeling position, but some of you may prefer the downward dog option. Same QA. So we're going to take our one knee, doesn't matter which one, forward towards the hand. And we're going to bring our foot towards the other arm. And then we're going to slide ourselves down. We'll go as far down as we feel comfortable, maybe rocking a little bit, side to side, finding that right place. Maybe we need to support our front side with a block to be a little bit more comfortable. This may not work for you. Maybe the knee, the other knee needs to be forward in order to get there. Maybe this is what needs to be done. And it's okay. They're all good. We will achieve our goal. So from here, you can keep the chest up. You can bring yourself down. So you can make a pillar with the fist or a pillow with the hands. I like to stay up, but it's just me. Let's make sure the back leg is straight back, meaning that the kneecap is down. Let's take a deep breath. And we go back to our equal parts breath. Inhaling for a count of 3 or 4. Exhaling for the same count. Noticing the sensations, not just in the stretch, but how do we feel? What's going on in our head? Noticing if we've been judging ourselves. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. It's all good. And let's try not to judge ourselves for judging ourselves, right? Beautiful. So from here, we're going to lean on the front hip. Let's swing the leg forward and take it nice and straight forward. The bent leg can stay right there. It can come across to the front corner of the knee. And then from here, we're going to lengthen our spine, making sure we are nice and anchored into the floor through our sitting bones. And then we're going to rotate. Let's see first how far we can go without rotating the hips. So we're just going to turn the head, turn the shoulder. Beautiful. Keep going, keep going, keep going as far as you feel comfortable. And hold there. Trying to relax the legs. Maybe rotating a little bit more with each exhale. Inhaling, finding length in the spine. Exhaling, rotating a little bit more. Let's take one more breath. And then let's come back to center. Let's find our balance on the sitting bones. And then from here, we're going to shift ourselves just slightly in the back of the sitting bones. And you're going to feel your feet wanting to come off the floor themselves. Maybe we are holding on to the legs. Maybe the feet are just hanging. Maybe we feel we can bring the feet up. Maybe we can let go of the arms. But let's see if we can keep that spine nice and long. Let's take a few more breaths. Let's take one more breath. And let's bring both feet to one side. So, and then we can bring ourselves back into that table. So now we can do the other side. So remember the version of, or the expression of the pigeon that you were more comfortable with may not be the same on this side. So let's try them all and then just take the one that you prefer. So we're going to take the other knee forward towards the hand, and then we're going to bring the foot to the other side, and we'll slide ourselves down, maybe rocking a little bit to get that right spot. Maybe we need a block under our hip to provide some support. And if the knee is uncomfortable, flexing the front foot and pushing it down slightly into the floor will help. This may not be for us. Maybe we need the 90 degree. Maybe we need to lay down and cross. Good. So let's pick the one that feels the best for us. We're not looking at creating a big challenge for ourselves here. We're trying to find a place that is slightly uncomfortable. So we just want to find that little bit of discomfort and then breathing through it and noticing what the breath does with that discomfort. And then maybe we can do the same thing in these days. Maybe we are uncomfortable waiting in line and we can see if our breath can help that. Remember, you can be laying down here. Let's take two more breaths. And then from here, lean onto that front leg, take the other leg forward, nice and long. Maybe we want to keep the knee down. Maybe we have the foot inside the knee, outside the knee, lifting nice and tall, rotating. So starting with the belly, the rib cage, and then with each exhale, trying to rotate a little bit more. Maybe using the back body to pull, try not to rotate the hips, just turning, letting go of any tension that we find in our hip here. Using that top leg to pull ourselves. Inhaling, nice length in the spine. Exhaling, rotating. Let's take one more breath here. Let's bring the head, the shoulders, the rib cage. And from here, let's go back into our boat pose. So maybe we want to pick it up a little bit more here. So from here, maybe we want to lengthen the legs, making sure that the spine is straight. Straight spine is number one. So if to lengthen the legs, we need to round. Let's see, let's just bend the knees and then work at keeping the spine nice and long. So feel free to go into the expression of the pose that you prefer. So let's do that one more time. Let's breathe in and out. Bring the feet down and lay down on your back. Let's take the knees into the chest. Let's rock the legs slightly, gently, side to side. Beautiful. Let's bring feet down. From here, let's press the arms down to the ground. So pressing the triceps into the ground. Feet in line with the hips and then pressing the hips up. Here, maybe we can tuck the shoulders under. So I'm going to be talking to the ceiling here because we don't want to be turning our head. Pressing the hips up, pressing the feet into the floor. Can we imagine the block between our knees and press? Let's take two more breaths. And then slowly releasing down, taking the knees to the chest. Nice. Good, let's bring the feet back down. Let's press the feet down so that we can lift the hips up a little bit. Without moving the shoulders or the feet, let's move our hips to the left side, drop the hips down, and then rotate the hips and the knees so that you are now right on top of your right hip. The knees are to the right. You can create a T with the arms. You can bring your hand down onto the knee. Rotate the head to look towards the left hand. And then slowly, maybe we can bring the arm up and reach almost to the other side of the head. Like we want to bring the bicep right beside the ear. Still letting the shoulder blades drop. One more breath. Bring the arm back down. Pull the left knee into the chest to help rotate back onto the back. Release the leg. And let's hold here for breath. Notice the difference between both sides of the body. And then we'll press the feet down, take the hips to the right, and then we'll rotate so that we are landing right on top of the left hip. The knees are to the right, to the left, sorry. Maybe the arms are into a T. Maybe we're using the left hand to create some weight. And looking at the right hand. Taking a deep breath. Noticing the sensations. Noticing your breath. And maybe we can slowly bring the arm up. Try to keep the shoulder blades down. Creating some lengthening on the side of the body. Can we notice more expansion on the right side of the ribs? And bringing the arm down, taking the right knee into the chest, rock onto the back. And from here, let's bring the knees into the chest. Beautiful. So here we are ready for an inversion of our choice. My favorite, I'm going to put my hips onto a block. I'm going to take the legs up. Now you could do the same thing without the block. And from here, we can also add the arms up. You could also bring the feet apart, pull the knees on each side of the shoulders, and holding on to the feet to pull the knees into the outside of the rib cage for a happy baby. Now, some of you may want to do a shoulder balance, so shoulder stand, and it's okay to do that. That's your choice. But you can just do this, either the dead dog or the happy baby, letting the shoulder blades relax. Noticing the sensations in the toes, fingertips. Trying to let the legs sink into the hips. Try not to hold anything too tight. Just enough to keep ourselves in this position, or whichever position you choose. Let's take one more breath. And let's bring the knees into the chest. Taking time. And then from here, taking the time to notice the tingling in the feet, maybe in the hands, where the blood kind of goes back. And let's bring the feet down. So here we have 10 breaths to do any pose that we want to do. So that could be anything. You can come back and standing, you can sit, you can go on your side, you can any position that you want, that you feel that you need that little extra work, or maybe it's the pose that you enjoy the most and we didn't do it. So it's this time for you to do it, to make your practice complete. So we're going to take 10 breaths. So if you need to switch side, you do 5 breaths on one side, 5 breaths on the other. Now, you may have chosen to go right into Shavasana, into that meditation pose or rest pose. And it's okay. You can do that because it's a beautiful pose. So once you are done with your 10 breaths, we're going to make our way into our Shavasana. So from here, we're going to lay down on our back, the legs long, and we're going to let them fall open. We're going to take the arms slightly out, palms up, letting ourselves rest. Now, if this is not comfortable, either because of the back or the hips, it's okay to bend the knees, but we're going to bring our knees apart and we're going to let the knees touch, whichever we prefer. And then from here, let's just breathe. Just notice the natural breath. Trying to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Let's see if we can go back to our equal parts of breath. So inhaling for a count of 4 or 5 and exhaling for the same count. And slowly, can we increase the exhale? So making the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. Maybe by 1 count. Maybe it's 2 counts. And then let's take the time now to observe. Let's observe our bodies. Noticing where we have tension. Is it the same tension that we had before the practice? Or is there a new one? Maybe some are gone and some new one showed up. And it's okay. Let's notice what's happening in our mental and emotional bodies. Maybe we are starting to either criticize ourselves or starting to think about other things. Maybe we're going, okay, this is boring, I want to do something else. Let's just acknowledge those thoughts and let them go. And to bring our attention back to the now, maybe we can just count our breath. Inhaling is 1, exhaling is 2, inhaling again is 3, exhaling as 4, and so on until we reach 10. And then we'll start again. If we lose count, it's okay. We just go back to 1 and start again. The goal is not really to make it as many times to 10 as we can. The goal here is to notice when we lose that focus. And maybe counting the breath is not for us. Maybe we need something a little bit more concrete, I guess. So we can imagine either a place, a person, an object, and with each breath, seeing that object, that person, that place as clearly as possible. Now that we're starting our garden, maybe the object is your favorite flower or favorite plant. Maybe it is the full garden. Taking the time to see whichever you pick, and seeing it in all its colors, shapes, maybe there's different textures, maybe there's a smell, maybe there's a sound, and can we bring those back? And we'll take 2 more breaths right here. I invite you to stay in your Shavasana as long as you want, as long as you feel comfortable staying there. Or you can roll yourself onto your side, holding there for a few breaths. And coming up into a seated position. Maybe keeping the eyes closed a little bit longer. May the morning sun bring energy and happiness, and may the moon bring you peace and rest. So thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a great weekend. Namaste.